Cartesian plane, that's what we start with. Well, it's a clever idea. It was thought up by somebody called Cartesius, or sometimes called Descartes, to represent points in space. In two-dimensional space, it's of course just the length and the width. In three-dimensional space, it becomes a little bit more difficult. To think of that first is quite an achievement. How do you represent points in space? Well, Cartesius thought of this idea of two axes at right angles to each other. Let's have a look on the screen. We've got a x-axis, the horizontal axis, and you see a number line with 1, 2, and 3, positive to the right and negative to the left, 0 in the middle. And then we've got the other axis, the y-axis, at right angles to that. That point there in the middle is generally referred to as the origin. It's got coordinates 0 for x and 0 for y. So you can represent any point using these two coordinates. For instance, this point over here would have an x value of 2 and a y value of 2. And that would be written as 2, 2, an ordered pair. Let's now look at a specific example. Plot the points A, 1, 2, and B, -2, 1. Points, by the way, are always designated by capital letters. Here come the axes, x and y axis at right angles. And here's point A, which has an x of 1 and a y of 2. And the point B is on that in the other quadrant. In fact, these things are called quadrants. This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. That's something useful to remember. Point B has coordinates -2, 1. So we go -2 along the x-axis and we go 1 up for the y.